type joint. So you can go one by one.
Which kind?
Yeah.
Big No, man, from north side of Richmond. You know what I'm saying?
No, we're here to promote Richmond Brave 2. Originally from California, grew up in Henrico County, Virginia.
Word. So Richmond Brave 2, that's y'all's second collaborative project.
For sure.
And I think both projects really encapsulates like the heart, grit, spirit, soul, pain, triumph.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, of Richmond. And not just Richmond, but y'all's personal stories. It sounds like a conversation between you all that we are privy to hear. So what does Richmond Brave, just in general, like the name, the title, the series, what does that mean to you all, Richmond Brave?
To me, it's just like, I don't know, like, it's just like pretty much just being proud of where you from, proud of where we from, and just wearing it on our sleeve. Like, to me, it's like a trophy. You know what I'm saying? It's both of us, with him way longer than me, but like the last 10 years, he been doing for like 20. Like, both of us really put in a lot of work, you know what I'm saying, in the city, and then we both been in each other's lives for a long, long time too. Like I watched his whole, you know what I'm saying, just like everybody else. I'm a fan of him. Just was closer, like we actually like family. So I seen it all. He was an inspiration to me. So for me, it was like getting to do a tape with somebody who even inspired me to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Which on the backside of it, it's still like I said, a trophy for Richmond. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people. I hate the whole Richmond don't got a sound type, you know what I mean, campaign. And I think we come from different sounds, but us together definitely, you know what I'm saying, can show, you know what I mean, both sides and like just, you know, cohesiveness of what it really is supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, to be honest. Like, so that's definitely a trophy. It's definitely a trophy to me.
I think like some of the things you touched on, like when I think about it, not only as you mentioned, this is him and I's like journey and story and conversations with one another. But when I think of Richmond and what it means to me and growing up here, those are the things I think about. Like, you know, the down times, the times we've been up, you know, heartache, heartbreak, you know, like, you know, tragedy, but then also triumph. And I feel like growing up here, and I think I mentioned this in another interview recently where like typically, traditionally, we've been overshadowed even though we're the capital, you know? And this, I feel like, and this is being seen even more now, Richmond is the heart of Virginia. We dead in the center, you know? And so for us to be able to use music to give a voice to that, and like he touched on, you know, there's people who may not have the roots we have or the time that we've had in hip hop and just living here, but Richmond does have a sound. It does have a certain spirit that, you know, when we create these albums, we're looking to capture. And as he touched on, balancing our different worlds. You know, there's several different worlds that exist at any given time in any city, and that's what him and I have attempted to do is give people a full, you know, full scope of what it is sonically. Not so it's not just one sound and this sound or that sound. It's a combination of the two. And I think when I think of Virginia, especially for me, like growing up here, but also growing up somewhere else and through hip hop, like I've been able to travel. You know, when I think of these albums too, it's like us. It's like we're like diplomats. It's like when people see our material, it's like, well, what is this place? Well, here, this is an accurate depiction, at least through our eyes, through our voices. Like, that's the impression we want to give them. Like, nah, we're not, you know, Atlanta or New Orleans or New York or Philly or DC. We're Richmond, Virginia, and this is what it means. It means where we do have these equal influences from, you know, the South and the North, but in the East Coast, but it's also, this is a Southern city. So it's like, but our take on it, our spin on, you know, just giving it to people musically.
What was the energy like for you both in the studio?
What you mean by energy?
Energy.
Energy.
Like,
oh,
yeah,
energy.
yeah. Like what?
Oh,
You know?
I mean, starting out, it really started out with me doing Drunk Lives Matter, finishing up Drunk Lives Matter 3, and I just was in there with Izzy, and I was just like, yo, cuz, you need to come in here, like, we can knock out this shit, you know what I mean? Like, just come, because it was kind of like I was in the new studio. Izzy had just got there. Izzy been my producer and my engineer for like 5 years, so he was in a new place, so it was like, I was just excited for real that he had a new studio, you know what I'm saying? Because he come from my studio and that got shut down, so it was like, okay, my engineer, my producer got a new studio. Like literally the first day in there, I just seen him on live and I hit him. You know what I mean? That's my little brother. We talk all the time, but he ain't tell me that he was talking to them about coming in there. So as soon as he see me on the line, I'm like booked like 6 hours. And I was just like happy to be, you know what I mean, back in the studio for real, because of things in the past, like I don't really mess with too many people. You know what I'm saying? So the energy was like, what you hear, like, we went through a lot, you know what I'm saying, was going through a lot, still go through a lot. So, you know what I mean, it was a lot of pain in that moment, you know what I'm saying, even from the beginning, you know what I'm saying? So, even from the first one, so it just, I think anytime both of us, just cause we honest people, like, you know what I'm saying, authentic, we ain't gonna really, you're not gonna hear a guy daggone, you know, a serenade and we going through some real shit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna just whatever it is, we ain't gonna really force it. So like the energy was just shit, we back. Like to be honest, like just getting that hump over, like getting in there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just getting in there once it was the same old shit.
And it was, you know, this time was, I say, like one thing, like he said, when we created the first one, he had his own studio, and you know the energy was different. His cousin, Poopadoo, who produced on the album, he passed away right at the tail end of when we was finishing the album. But you know, it's a different vibe when you know he has his own spot. It's a lot of people there, so the energy was different. This time, like he said, you know, me and him is always still locked in, doing shows together, tapping in with each other. But as far as being in the studio, so he hit me. I had been going through some stuff. I was kind of in a down point in a like down season. So he was like, bro, like, you know, come out, like, get back in the studio. I'm here. Like, I'm working on. He was, you know, recording a whole other mixtape, but he was like, while I got the time, just pull up and get in the stew and like, you know, let's just get to work. So that was different too, where it was just me, him, and Izzy at first, you know, and so that created a different energy. And like he was saying, like that, I feel like this one it got just a different vibe. Or for one, like we got the other one under our belt, so our cohesiveness, our energy is much more locked in and dialed in. Where the first one was like us, you know, just attempting it, but now it's like, you know, we could feed off each other, and then yeah, like this time you know, he's somebody we learn from each other, so he encouraged me. And one thing I admire about him is like his transparency when he's rapping, as far as his emotions. Like me, you know, I say a lot of stuff, but I feel like that's something where I'm still developing, still like, you know, just growing as a person, where I could feel comfortable speaking on certain things. So that's one thing I feel like he brought more of that out of me on this project. You feel me?
What you said something earlier, no, about serenading, and I just want to say, the vocals on this Richmond Brave too, you were singing, you know, and I think that hits like another like artery of like expressing pain, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like, and I'm saying this because of what you're saying about y'all linking up together and that like emotional and being open, like that piece really brings that together on that Richmond Brave too.
That's one thing for real on this joint too. Like by Izzy taking on a lot of the production, like, him taking the lead on the production. And I feel like even though, taking the lead, if you really listen to the music, he's leading it. And that's what for me, that's something that, like, I know me as an artist and also as a businessman, something I've always tried to where it's like, I try to tell people like me and Charged Up is not just me. Me as an artist, I've always admired people like, Jay-Z, West Side Gun, even Rick Ross, people who help and make, do their part to elevate other people. And so, like, I'm glad. I feel like this project is really showing the world and showing anybody who listens to this, like, his full range as an artist, songwriter. Like you said, he could write hooks. He's not just, somebody who just could rap a verse. Like, nah, No is a complete artist, and I feel like this really shows it. And then Izzy as a producer, he's not just a trap producer. Like, his stuff on there that's like crossover, like, the song "Keep Your Head Up" or like "Little Light of Mine." "Light of Mine" is like very soulful. Could bring groom into tears. It's like it's a lot of range on this project.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, he feel like I take the lead, but I just feel like it was what it was. But I feel like it introduced that to his core fans. Like, if you're really a big No fan, like from the beginning, I've been doing it.
Yeah.
Like that, like so, like some of my biggest hits, Relentless Ambition, stuff like that. I've been doing that, but I could see like, and that's the beauty of us, collabing. You know what I mean? It's opening up different, you know what I'm saying, fan bases. You know what I'm saying? It's like we sharing our fan bases. I got homeboys that thought he just owned the store. And I'm like, bro, he got the store off of the music. You know what I mean? So like, on his side, like I could see like certain people might have just, knew certain things about him, but they ain't really know. So like what you saying, like a lot of people like, bro, you sing, like you.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like this
like
is
saying, I know that about.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is a regular, this is like, it's not an album I had that I ain't harmonized. Like my first biggest hit is Drowning. You know what I'm saying? So
that's why I like
But I love it because it's like introducing that, like this album introduced that to, you know what I'm saying, his core fans. So I can see the reaction where everybody like, yo, you really, I'm like,
and like, bro,
appreciate
like that's why I want to make sure too, also like it's tracks on there that sound like boom bap. Like the joint with Nick is super dusty boom bap.
We will get to Triple Crown.
Yeah, Triple Crown. Or even like the joint Feel Love, like that's some like lo-fi. And I feel like he's a lyricist too. You feel me? Like, and that's what I want people to know too. Like, lyricism is just not locked into a certain geography. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, and I feel like I love that part of it. Like, because like I said, I be moving all around. I got people on the West Coast, people up New York. Like when I hear, dudes that's from all these different places and they can appreciate, like what we doing and him as an artist, like that means a lot to me. Cause that's the whole point. I feel like, we live in Richmond and this is like, Richmond is cool. This is our home, right? This is where we from. This is where we spend majority of our time. But like, really the music is for wherever on the globe, on Mars. Like, and that's what I think sometimes some people never get to experience that and see beyond it. Where it's like, we from here, we gonna capture that in the music, but it's about taking that and it's like putting on an away jersey, and then we gotta bring home to these other places. You feel me?
Yeah.
So they could get the picture.
Yeah.
We know the picture because we here. You feel me? But it's about making sure they understand the same way. Artists and different people we appreciate and love their sound and we know what it's like in these different places. That's what I feel like Virginia is still creating that. Virginia is definitely on the map, but it's as far as like a sonic identity. Like that's something it's still being carved out in it. You know what I'm saying? And we could be part of that. You feel me?
I definitely feel like Virginia has its sound, and even more so Richmond. Not more so, but Richmond has its sound.
I ain't gonna lie. Like that's like even when we talked about the earlier when I was like people say we don't got a sound. Like, I feel like Richmond got a sound. I feel like Richmond always had a sound. I feel like we don't put the people with a Richmond sound on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? Everybody collaborating on different sides and this, that, and bringing something different to the joint is great. But I'm like, if you find like a motherfucker goddamn born here, never been here, don't know nothing but Richmond, like it's a distinct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of people try to, try to, I guess, go over it or, nah, I mean, everybody here ain't influenced. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like, it's some men that are real leaders, you know what I'm saying? Then we got, men that, you know what I'm saying, like Cuz, he come from the Bay, but he been here his whole life. You can still, like, I used to tell him, like, to be honest, like, when I ain't really, was networking and being in those boom bap and that lyricists, and I ain't really know them, and I was just a Richmond nigga just talking Richmond shit. I used to be like, bro, you sound more like Richmond than all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly feel like and I run a campaign wherever I'm at, and I don't do it in no type of negative way, but I think I really focus on Richmond more than I say Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's parts of Virginia that they got a sound, they acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? And to be quite frank, none of them really reach back to Richmond. You know what I'm saying? Which they ain't supposed to. They supposed to put on they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I ain't knocking them for that either.
But you're gonna take the torch for
Yeah, that's literally
that's
literally my whole purpose for this shit. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I like, sometimes I feel like cats don't really understand, or it might be people that don't understand, like why everything is so Richmond centric. I'm like, bro, you don't say that about somebody from New York.
Period.
Like, come on, bro, you got to stamp where you from.
Yeah.
And pound, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know Griselda is from Buffalo. We know Lil Wayne is from New Orleans. Why? Because they say it and they wear it on their chest.
The music sounds like it,
yeah.
the dress like it.
So you gotta, come on, bro, what you want to be, some like internet blob when it come to your music, where it's just like, where you from? The internet? Like, nah, bro, you from where you from. And be proud of that. You know? And that's the biggest thing, I think, is like, yeah, making people
like
feel proud. Yeah, bro,
like,
you should have a sense of pride.
You know what I mean? I don't even know. I went down there 500,000 views just because I said I don't rep Virginia, I rep Richmond. And I'm like, bro, y'all don't get mad. I ain't never seen a New Yorker be like to a New York City dude say, I don't rep New York. They don't rep New York. They say Brooklyn.
Yeah,
they don't even say New York City.
They might just
be like, yo, I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You find somebody in California and be like, man, I'm from Compton. I'm from Long Beach.
Yeah.
They don't even speak on that. And
yeah, because I made this, I got homies from Cali and be like, oh, I thought you was from LA. Like, nah, I ain't from LA. I'm from this, you know what I'm saying?
bro, like,
I would just call all of it LA. Nah,
Baltimore. If you know a real Baltimore nigga, they not gonna say I'm from Maryland.
Yeah.
They're not even gonna mention that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I'm just somebody, I'm blessed by my mom and my aunts and uncles and my brothers, and they really taught me the history of this city. So I'm super prideful about it. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been that, you know what I'm saying? Since I can say, of course, when I was young, I used to be like everybody else. I'm trying to be like everybody else. But once I turned it, grew up to be a man, like that's something I really got daggone stand on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm from Richmond. Like, I don't want, you know what I mean? And it's all through my music. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going, it's no possible way you could ever hear my music and be like, he from somewhere else but Richmond. And that's the people that I tend to, you know what I mean, super attract to and relate to, you know what I mean, people that do that in their cities and also people that really do that here. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of times they don't have those voices. That's why I say Richmond Brave Trophy too, because like it ain't even just the tape, it's the shows. You know what I'm saying? Where you getting to see, you know what I'm saying, people like a Radio B be on the same stage as a King Delt. You know what I'm saying? In our reality, we had the Joan and Delt was like, y'all don't know me? Cause for a hood, and they don't know. if you from the trenches of Richmond, you don't know Radio B.
Yeah.
But you can ask every 10-year-old kid in every project in Richmond, they know Delt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Menden knows, so everybody can know, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm on the other side telling Delt, like, bro, dude, like Nicholas F, he really, like, I'm giving him the, you know what I mean, from the other side, because we need to know all of that stuff. Because I at one point, I was, I ain't gonna say blind, but I was just on that side where, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, what they got a mirror for? You know what I'm saying? Not knowing what they put, you know what I mean?
No, and that's a real thing. That's why, like, you know, sometimes people see these blog pages or these lists, but it's really about like who created it and who is the target audience. You feel me? So like, that's why I don't never like really get in my feelings about none of that, because I'm like, it's all different audiences, but like he was saying, mending that, like with us, we had the opportunity to do that. And I feel like really we've done
nobody did it.
more of a job than anybody to bring
did that, like,
these different worlds. And it's real easy, like, you know, it's almost like I could equate it to like, right, like if somebody becomes a Christian, right, and they rap, and it's like, well, I'm gonna just perform in churches. And it's like, nah, but them people need to hear about Jesus over there.
Yeah, they already saved.
So where you gonna go to? So it's the same thing. That's how I look at it. So like if you're a lyricist, right? Say you consider yourself to be a lyricist or conscious, it's real safe if you only amongst. But how you gonna reach new people? And that's what I feel like what me and him have done. Yeah, bro, it's never really been done. It's not even just Richmond. Like it's only like, you know, you only see it in these high level things when you talking about like, you know, who else in the game have really like when you took two different type of artists.
It really like you even go back to like, you know what I'm saying?
Drake and 21.
But Drake ain't really, you know what I mean?
Drake, but you get what I mean?
Yeah,
it'd be like,
but
you know what I'm saying?
I mean?
If you had, you know, B.O.B. and Jeezy or something. You feel me?
They probably won't performing in the, I mean,
it's like J. Cole and
they probably won't performing in the same jobs in Atlanta, you know what I mean, to be real. So
imagine if J. Cole and the Baby did it take. They like arguably the biggest Carolina, you feel me? That'd be crazy.
And nobody really.
They have done the song, you feel me?
Like
the
a tape, but
if they
like
did a whole tape
like
that, and that would show people like, because Cole's from North Carolina too, and he's been on song. He was on the the Dreamville album, remember? The Baby, and it's dope. Like, and that's the thing, bro. We all from the same place and gaining inspiration from the same streets, from the same blocks, from the same skyline. But it's like it could be different worlds. But it's like, bro, you know,
and it take what we did to even, you know what I'm saying, you know, break those barriers. You know what I'm saying? Because now I get calls from Dell. Like, who is such and such? Like, yeah, bro, yeah, dude be doing this thing. Like, you know what I mean? Or I sat down with like my homeboy Fry, like, yo, bro, they doing this over there, bro. Like, they throwing shows. When I was over there, we just opening up. We paying to open. They throwing shows and making money. Like we can learn shit from them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like, and that's, as me and him became more locked in, and I was able to, I think I got to a point where I could articulate that to him. And that's why I be trying to show people, because I didn't start off, it wasn't until my guy Clef that I even knew there was an underground hip hop world. You feel me? Like, I started locking in with Clef, I'd say around that time when like the blog era was a thing, right? Where you got two dope boys and right? I didn't know about that. I just knew you put out a mixtape and put it on that Piff and live mixtapes or something. You feel me? That's how I was releasing my music. But when he showed me that, I was like, oh, you mean, you know, like, because Clef, before he died, was about to go to Europe. Because his album, his debut album had, I guess, caught on in Germany, even though it was released years earlier. He was about to go on tour in Germany. So that really opened my eyes where I'm like, hold on, bro. Like, you telling me we could record an album and then press it up and sell it, and people gonna like show love? Like, I started seeing that environment they was in was more supportive. You feel me? People was not there just because they in the crowd and they all want to be in the spotlight. They there because they want to listen and hear your raps and hear your story. And I hadn't been in that type of environment.
No, for real.
You know what I mean?
One show we had, I was like, bro, they ain't feeling that shit. I'm like, Bernardo, bro, they listening to you.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm like, what?
They're standing there and
I'm like, they just staring. He like, nah, like they listening to everything you say.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't even.
Yeah,
if they ain't turned, then they ain't fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's just two different worlds.
But it's now, like passing off information, learning.
And that's the dope thing, because now, you know, me and him, bro, we thrown, you know, we had several release parties, performed together a bunch of times, and I feel like you see it in the environments when we do them shows. It's the best combination where it's like we got artists on stage, like he said, there's known in the trenches and people turning up, listening to them, and then they're gonna stop and listen. Cause really in Richmond, even in the, you know, people listen to both, bro. Or at least at the time me and him grew up.
It's damn impossible to be in Richmond
and not listen to both. Right? You feel me? Like we grew up, like he grew up loving Jay-Z and Beanie Sigel, and so did I. But then we also might listen to 3 6 and Jeezy. I might, you know, I remember one time I was with my boy Chubbs. Shout out to Chubbs, man. Chubbs, one of my
big Chubbs, man.
One of the heads that charged up. But I remember one time, Chubbs is from Yonkers, New York. I know about the Locks and DMX because of Chubbs, right? Like he put me onto them. I was fresh from Cali. He was fresh from New York. I remember one time me and him rode to Atlanta and he played Bricks by Gucci Mane the whole way.
From where?
From Richmond. I swear we was about in
like
8 hours.
Yeah, no, 8 hours. It was probably once we got past Charlotte, I was like, bro, you gotta turn this song on. Like he listened to it over and over. It was the remix.
Well, that was some shit. That's some Richmond nigga shit
like,
though.
We riding.
Niggas used to ride around all day listening to
you know, I know
17 shit.
We was talking. So it's like, you know, it wasn't just like we was in silence, but like we might be talking. But it hit me after like 4 hours. I was like, bro, this same beat been playing bricks, all white bricks. Yeah. I just hit a lick. But I feel like that's growing up in Virginia, you gonna get that, bro. Like in Richmond, especially, like, bro, we had that equal influence. You know what I mean? Even, you know, shout out to Nick. I know for, you know, I'm even talking with him about this. Like, yeah, bro, we love that Memphis shit, bro. We love, you know, the trap shit. But we can also appreciate, we close enough proximity, or it's enough East Coast people that we've grown up with, or the music travel here where we could sit and listen to some bars. You feel me? Yeah. It just depend on the mood and the day
just
we
depend on the mood.
Oh, you were talking about music and it being about music that you put on repeat and favorite songs. So I want to get back to Richmond Brave too, right? Are there songs, and I hate this question, but I'm gonna ask it.
What, like favorites?
Are there favorites that you all are like really fucking with the album? I have mine. I got a couple of them. The one with King Delt's one.
No, I ain't gonna lie, like
Richmond Times is a banger to me.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, like for me, with me, like after the tape drop, I'm normally like on to the next. You know what I'm saying?
What the next
but up until that tape drop, I ain't gonna lie, this a little life of mine was me. You know what I'm saying? That's also because like I always love Ed. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to do a jump with Ed, and soon as like, cause he wasn't there when we did the jump. But as soon as we like finished our verse, I was like, bro, this Ed, bro. Like, we say we gonna get him on a jump. This definitely right up his. So like, I ain't gonna lie, like that jump definitely probably my top jump.
I know, like his solo jump, solid as they come. Like, I really rock with that jump. Even like my solo jump, like
that jump.
You went crazy. I mean,
hey, that was originally.
I ain't gonna lie, like the only like that you went crazy on it. The only reason is like I probably wouldn't even put that on because you've been performing that jump. You've been performing that jump for a minute, so I already been wild.
Say, like, I've spit it. All right,
he been.
So where it came from, like, you know, whenever you put out an album, it's like a campaign. You gotta do press, and I know whenever I put out a project, like I get asked to do like them type of platforms where I gotta rap for a long time, right? Sway, this, that. So I always, like once a year, I kind of come up with like some 30 bar verse. So it started off where one day I actually seen Sway put up a story or something with that Nate Dogg beat, and I heard it. And then that's what made me do that junk. Like I started rapping over the straight instrumental.
I was saying, can we move this one?
Yeah, I was use this one to punch it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I was saying I started rapping over like doing shows as an intro for like when I would have a show. I started rapping over the Nate Dogg beat, but then when we started working on the project, we both knew we wanted to have like a solo joint on there. So I told Izzy, like, make a beat using that same sample. But yeah, definitely, like I love them two, Light of Mine. Like I'm trying to think.
It's
a lot of them. Even before the jump was out, like I really liked the song Liberty Bell.
Yeah, that's the I Just Want to Be Free.
Yeah, because I feel like, again, like he was saying, I knew the pressure I was feeling or the state of mind I was in when I first got back in the studio with him. And I feel like that verse, like I could hear it when I listen to it in myself. Like, damn, I just want to be like, however I start talking at the beginning, and I just know, even though it's only like 8 bars, I knew I meant every word, you know what I mean? Like everything I'm saying it felt like I was just pushing the weight off me. And then, him just saying, all he's saying is, I just want to be free. And it's just like, I think everybody could relate to that, whether it's like life just weighing you down, or sometimes I know growing up here, there's been times I love Richmond. And then there's been times where I just felt like I gotta make it past here. I gotta escape, or just, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I feel like when I listen to that song, it's just like all of them emotions. Like, it's like, the place that you love. When I think of Richmond, if you really think, wherever home is, that's the place where you got the best memories, but also the worst pain. You know what I mean? Like, some of the best successes of my life, and popping bottles and just being with my loved ones, crying tears of joy is here. Then it's some of the worst, most painful experiences of my life is tied to here. But that's, you know what I mean? I feel like that conflict and that the both sides of that coin is like what make it so powerful. Or when you think of somewhere, wherever your home is, it's like, I think wherever home is for people, it's tied to that, where it's like, you get the most love, and you might have the most hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all of that tied together, tragedy and everything.
Yeah. I want to go back to Triple Crown real quick.
Okay.
And then, Triple Crown. Because I've always been interested in the style of writing it, right?
Uh-huh.
Like the back and forth. How was that? We are all
Straight out the dome.
Yeah, won't really know writing.
At the same time.
Yeah, we was in the studio at the
there was
same time.
one part that was like, I don't remember who it was. It was like literally one bar.
Yeah, I know what one it is. Like, that's the.
It just hit out, but it was so creative.
Yeah, like we rapping and if you look like you don't know what you're saying next, hey, I got something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we knew, like he was saying, I think we knew we wanted Ed on it.
Yeah, we knew we wanted Nick.
You know what I mean? So
Nick
like,
came with the beat.
Yeah, I was like, Nick, can you pull up? And he pulled up. He played a few beats, and then we just cued the beat up. Just went in. He went in, did a bar. Then Nick just hopped in. Then I come. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some parts of it is like you said, literally one line. And I don't think, me and him, we kind of got that dynamic now down pat, where we've had tracks on both albums where it's like you spit 4, I jump in, doom. And that's been done, Styles and Kiss. But like, I don't think I never heard nothing like that. Where
and we did each other ad-libs.
Yeah, where it's all 3 of us is doing that. You know what I mean?
If you really heard that, if you really could hear the rough, you would hear, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
of course he cleaned it up, but if you really heard the rough, like we all did each other ad-libs, like.
Yeah. Man, shout out to Nick, man.
Yeah, shout out Nick, man.
Yeah, I think that junk, out of all of them, like that was one that I wanted to see people reaction to, because I think it's so dirty and so like boom bappy, like You know what I'm saying? Like, I
It's
knew it would
basically
catch
like
people off
something
guard. Like,
ain't
bruh.
you never going.
Bro.
Like we gave you a couple of them. Like it's like I never would think I hear no on this jump, but like the same way with like Red Flag. Like Izzy was like, bro, like is y'all really going like? You like, man? No. I'm like, bro, you just not used to hearing them being on this shit. But we going like Izzy he ain't even like it took much for him to like that shit. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, y'all playing, y'all just playing.
And that's another thing too. Like I think like for people that like how he was saying, he got people who've been following his career. Like for people who may known me for years, ever since I was like just doing mixtapes and being more experimental. Like I would rap over everything. You know what I'm saying? Just having fun. But like I think as my career progressed and I'm like making albums that's all tied into a certain sound or a certain story. It's not that I'm not being as adventurous. It's like it really don't fit.
It don't fit. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But if you
texture
ain't,
of that
if you
album,
just
but
catching
like,
you at a certain point, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I know you would rap on anything. So like even like Izzy, like he just coming around you the last couple. He like, man, you gonna put y'all playing, and I'm like, shit. I'm like, bro, no other one like this joint going on there.
Yeah.
Like this joint hit. He like for real. I'm like, bro, we going with. I just told him, I'm like, just the mere fact he on there. It's gonna be a motherfucking fuck somebody head up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bust a wag, chanting, like, nobody gonna, I'm like, that's what we on. Like, that's what we doing. Like, the same way with Triple Crown. Like, if you anybody that follow then I ain't never, if they would've heard that instrument, like, I can tell you one person ain't gonna be on this beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's the experimental. Just to a certain extent, look at keep your head up. Like, ain't nobody really going. I came up. That was he was trying to pass that beat, and I was like, yo, what that joint is? He like, bro, I know you're not doing this. I'm like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do some positive shit. The main nigga you ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just getting out the box, man.
I want to ask about Richmond Time. I want to go back to Richmond Time because I just simply enjoy that song. Tell me kind of the lead up with that song. Like,
I think like he was locked in working on his mixtape at the studio and Delt would be there.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel like that really came about.
Yeah.
We would be recording the album and Delt would like
he'll be in the studio, then he'll come in that bitch and fuck with us.
Yeah.
And that was like to a certain extent how we just talked about us being in a different box. I remember when that we was going through samples and that joint hit. And Izzy was like, nah, this too dark for this too deep for Dell. I'm like, he can do that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm telling you, he can do that shit. Trap that shit out. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Del always been Del is just a cool person, bro. Like, to be honest, he a fun person. He a real person, bro. And he always you know what I'm saying? Be on some real shit with a nigga. Like, yo, bro, like we pick each other head. Like I've been around Dope since I really came home. Like, you know what I'm saying? I met Dope in the session that I made already, which is probably 9 years old now. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he didn't want like we called him and let him hear the track. Nah, he was there
you know what
for
I'm saying?
like.
I just told him, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna get you on this shit, bro.
I'm
gonna get you on this tape. He like, shit, I'm with it.
And then finally one day we was in there and like, all right, get on this, and then he just came in. You know what I mean? But he was already.
He was in there every day.
Yeah.
Richmond Brave 3. What can we get a Richmond song?
Oh man, yeah, right. We got the Richmond Times.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm just kidding. What else we got? Oh yeah, just some fun stuff. Like going back to that Red Flags. Like that was a fun song. I feel like that was a fun song, right? It was just a chill song. Here's what we do and don't like in Richmond, whatever in regards to, right? Who has the most pet peeve between y'all, or like red flags, or are there things that this is a little off topic and off the album, but like anything between you two that are like, he always got the this like pet peeve or this red flag or anything like that between you all?
No, we really similar, like in some ways where. Nah, man.
It's crazy. Like I was just talking to my shout out my dog Murder, man. We did time together and shit. And he just called me checking up on me. I think it was like a week ago. He was like, bro, I love seeing everything you doing, bro. I don't know, bro, but like, you know what I'm saying? I could tell you got your best interest in hand. Like, I'm like, man, I know him, bro, since I was in 6th grade. Like, so tell me his flaws. Cause everything, you can't be perfect like this. So I'm like, you wanna know what that man flaw is if you ask me? I'm like, he's straight goddamn politically correct, and he saved me from crashing out a lot. He like, for real? I'm like, yeah, he saves a lot of people. He like, damn, that's all you can say. I was like, I swear to God on my mama, this is how the conversation went. He was like, that's all you can say? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I love that man. You need that.
Yeah.
That's straight up, like, that is crazy you asked that question. Like, that literally was asked to me, like, a week ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, nah, we don't.
That's solid.
Nah, we don't really, you know, me and him, we don't have no disagreements, you know what I mean? Like, we trying to win, bro.
Yeah.
Not even trying, but, you know, we know what we in this for and our goals and what we got to take care of. So it's just like, we focus, you know what I mean? And that, you know, like, I don't think he was never really part of no group, but I've been part of a group or parts of like, you know, when you had collectives and crews and sometimes not amongst my people per se, but you know, some people want you to like take the lead or sometimes there's some people that don't work unless it's like you gotta make them work. And me and him, it's not like that. Like I don't gotta tell him to write. He don't gotta tell me show up on time. Like, nah, bro, we locked in. You know what I mean? Like
It's an honor,
yeah.
like,
And
that's how I feel like.
that's what it was too when we first. I know prior to us working on the album, when he had his studio and I started coming around there and seeing his work ethic, because like you were saying, we known each other for years, but I ain't never just be in the studio with him a lot. But then when I seen like, you know, when it came time to work, like some people bullshit, bro. The studio is a hangout place. It's a place to like, you know, just look, I'm at the studio, but you're not really at the studio. You ain't working. Nah, he got shit to do. I got shit to do. So when it's time to work, we work. And then once I seen this work ethic, I'm like, oh, you work like I do. Man, we'll knock this joint out in like 24 hours, you know what I mean? And it's like, nah, we don't got time to be bullshitting.
Yeah.
So we work, bro. And like, yeah, we probably record. I know both Johns, it probably recorded like just like 3-4 sessions. You feel me? It's like, all right, what type of, we very like locked in. All right, what type of track we need next? What's the inspiration or what are we missing? And then we just find it and boom, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What's some advice that you all, either of you, would give to listeners, you know, considering the state of the world we're in, right, in society, and it just outside even our own personal homes, right? Things going crazy out there. I feel like Richmond Brave too. It obviously speaks to that. Just it speaks to the horrendousness that we can experience in life sometimes. But like, what do you say to those listeners that are listening to your album, are going through things that are similar, or you know, things that are negative in their life? What do you say to them?
I mean, it's something that just being around this guy and really got daggone probably getting older and realizing things my mama done told me, like, one thing I didn't finally probably got the grasp of and still ain't got a hold, still working on it, is just control what you can control. You know what I'm saying? And don't worry about, you know, what everybody else doing. Like, to a certain extent, don't even worry about what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm so focusing on what I am. I have a lot of friends that might be watching the politics, watching conspiracies, this, that, and the third, and I be telling them like, bro, if you look in your mirror, bro, you got too many problems that you need to fix for to even worry about. If this shit all gone tomorrow,
Yeah.
you reading about it or watching the YouTube or have an opinion on that junk, what can you change? You know what I'm saying? Like to a certain extent, of course, like everybody know my past, I ain't lived by the law. So to be honest with you, I don't even feel like I got a right to even have an opinion on the law, because they won't never for me. You know what I'm saying? Which they ain't supposed to. Like, they doing their job. You know what I'm saying? So I don't focus on that. You know what I'm saying? I don't focus on, you know what I mean? To a certain extent, I pray and say, God, help those people in the hurricane, this, that, and the third. But to be honest, I'm gonna get at the God, and I ain't even gonna think on that too much. Cause like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say his name because I don't know how much he, you know what I'm saying, want to be talked about right now. But like, we'll be on Facebook and people will be talking about all these horrendous things going on. But we got homeboys that just lost a kid, and you couldn't even hit his GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know if I'm just saying, like, because I've been there. Like, I lost a child 3 years ago. Like, I wake up every day fighting that. So how can I even, I can sympathize, but to just put energy into stuff that don't got nothing to do with my life, like, I ain't got no time for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no time, no opinion. You know what I'm saying? And if you see me on Facebook with opinion, I'm telling you 9 times out of 10 I'm drunk. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wake up the next day and delete it. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I ain't got no time. Like, as a sober man and on my shit before 9, 10 o'clock, like, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really care. That's the advice that I get to all my you know what I'm saying, people out there, people that's really close to me, like bro, you know what I'm saying? You watching what's on the internet. You know what I'm saying? What if you need a job right now? What if you put in apps as long as you watch the internet?
I feel like, yeah, that's the thing, bro. All of this is a lot of distraction. And there's a lot of, to your point, there's a lot of real things going on, right?
Yeah.
Politically, but that's always the state of the world. And I
It's
think,
gonna always be.
yeah, the more we focus on, like he was saying, what can we control? I control other than my work, other than affecting the community that's right in front of me. And that's where, this album shows that. It's like us telling our stories. Even the album covers is real people within arm's reach. Like, and that's what, that's really all you can control at the end of the day. And if you, like you said, you scrolling, these things are literally designed to do that. You know what I'm saying? To be a distraction. For me, the internet, social media, all of that, it's a tool to convey a message and to connect with like-minded people. So it's like, all right, well, what am I trying to give off? What am I trying to put out into the world, where if for 2 seconds of your day you land on my channel, my page, what is the message that, or what glimpse can I give you into my reality? And that's really it. But it's a lot of that nowadays. And I do feel like it's a distraction, because at the end of the day, like, it's just a distraction, yo.
That's all that ever could be, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, like,
If you so caught up in stuff, and I'm saying this as somebody who realized, it was a time where I was on there reading everything, reading all this, getting lost and all that. But then it's like, the truth is, and people even say, like, if you're a political person, the most powerful thing you can do is get involved politically locally, because that has the most immediate impact. And I'm saying that is now, and I am somebody who's really doing things within this community. So, and I don't even get online and, like, try to talk about that, because it's just the stuff that need to be done. We live here. We affected by it. So, yeah, bro, I can't, like, be focused on, oh, did you see this, da, da, da. Like, man,
you
this stuff
worried
drive
about
you
what's on
crazy.
CNN. It's a kid you pass by
down the
every
street.
day and don't got a coat.
Exactly.
But you fussing about CNN.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? That, like, I don't.
And
I
those are the
realize,
most powerful things
like
you
you
could
said,
do.
it's a
You know what I'm
distraction.
saying?
It's really just a tool they gave everybody opinions. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like niggas, too many people got opinions now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I use this shit. I ain't gonna say I don't scroll, but I use this shit, like, getting better at using it as a tool. I've always used it, but I'm trying to get on his level. You know what I'm saying? Like, he working that jump, but the more and more I see shit on Instagram, like Facebook, bro, the more and more I don't like the people that I love for the last 20 years, bro.
Yeah, that's why I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Or the people that I really felt like, oh, you a stand-up dude. Or, bro, you a showing up good girl. You know what I mean? Decent woman. You know what I'm saying? Bro, like.
That's why that's probably another reason why I don't like, because I'll probably see, you know what I mean? And I see it every day, bro. People arguing with people they know. I literally see it. I just seen it last night. I hopped on there and it's just like, bro, that's a distraction. What could you have been doing with your day or but you yelling at the phone, or you trying to incite the 10 people that's gonna be triggered by that. And then y'all gonna go back and forth
so
all
they can
day.
go back
like,
at you,
bro.
And then, and to be real, if you really had all that energy you yelling in the phone with, you're literally probably 10 minutes away from this person. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens, I ain't promoting violence, but I'm just saying, like, all that energy, shoot, man, you might well go and get in that car.
Go do it.
But that's it.
And nobody, one thing about it, I hate to say it, words come, words like y'all fight or whatever y'all do, but because you wanted to put your face in the phone, you done also pulled everybody else on your timeline into your energy. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Now, everybody now, instead of goddamn going, you know, back in the day, somebody fought, maybe their friend or their homegirl knew they might have fought with them. But now you got 5,000 people on your jump feeling like they want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like you bringing them right.
It's crazy.
You gotta protect your energy.
Protect your energy, like.
But that's, even on another, like, to take that same energy and use it in a different way, like, bro, we've been able to build something because, and I know when I approach my career, or like how I try to go about my career, like, it's literally one person at a time. Like how I was telling you, if I'm super locked in on converting, one person at a time, or showing what we doing in our immediate surroundings, that travels. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling you, bro, is dude came down from Minnesota just to support. Like, even I remember, like, it's a thing on Google how people can review the store. Somebody had left a comment they was mad. They was like, I drove, 3 hours to come to this place and it was closed. Their hours are wrong. So that, that really stuck with me. Like, dang, bro, you don't know who's seeing this stuff and who really just wants to see it in real life and support. And this person drove from hours away. Probably just was like, bro, I'm gonna pull up, buy a shirt, buy a CD. So it's like that same negative energy. I'm just trying to bring that joint full circle.
Even on the positive.
Yeah, you could flip it. You could flip it around, bro, and build something substantial. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how I charged up, and that's the only reason I even have continued to rap, because one person at a time, not getting distracted with that. Like every day is somebody else that I could reach. You know what I mean?
That's why
keep building. Yeah, and then just about every day somebody might reach out who just found out. You know what I mean? So, and it's a whole world out there. You know what I mean? Like that's what we about to do next. Yeah. But yeah, the shows. You know what I mean?
All right, last question.
Yeah.
So, like, what's next for Richmond Brave 2? I know
like Virginia. Yeah.
We about to run through Virginia. We starting off with our brother Radio B, RVLE. March 1st, we got the Richmond Brave Cypher. We got we bringing Obi, Tone Red, Skrills with us, doing a little cypher. The next week we going down there and fuck with Dex.
Yeah, we're gonna be out 434.
434. I think it's South Hill.
Southside Virginia. Southside.
Yeah.
I forgot what
all of that shit is Southside Virginia, but we out there.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the 434. Make sure you pull
shout
up
out to 434, man. We pulling up, man. Then we got Roanoke after that.
March 20th, Roanoke, and then March 28th, Virginia Beach.
Oh, nice.
So we, hopefully.
Can we take that shit outside of Virginia?
Then we hopping on them planes, man.
Yeah, we about to go. I can't say all of it yet, but yeah, we're going to Europe, bro. We got April, so all March, touring Virginia, just keep continuing on with the campaign. And then we going to Europe for about 3 weeks, bro. Going to Paris, Amsterdam, Harlem, Berlin, Prague, and Munich. And then when we get back, it's gonna be like May, and then it'll be time for Charged Up.
Amsterdam got a Harlem, bro?
Mm-hmm. That's the real Harlem. Because New York, you came from New York used to be called New Amsterdam. So there's a city called Harlem next to Amsterdam. That's where the Harlem.
Oh, I missed the question.
Yeah.
Harlem over
Yeah, he got them fucked me up
New
when
York,
he said
before
Amsterdam.
yeah.
like, you know.
But New York was founded at first by Dutch people, so it was called New Amsterdam. And they made a neighborhood called Harlem. But over next to Amsterdam is another city called Harlem. Wow. Yeah, that's where it come from.
That's hard.
Harlem just sounds black to me. That is not.
Except the original Harlem is spelled with 2 A's, Haarlem.
Wow.
But the Harlem in America is definitely named after that one.
That's hard.
Just like Richmond is named after Richmond in England that has a river, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff in America.
Yeah, that makes sense, though.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
It reminded them of something in Europe or somewhere else. But yeah, man, we campaigning next 90 days, man.
Okay. I'm excited to see what comes of that. Before we wrap it up, if y'all could just like let everyone know how to follow you, how to stay up to date with what y'all got going on.
Catch me on Instagram, IAM_Northside YouTube, Big No, Facebook, Big No. And I'm everywhere in the city, you know what I mean?
All social media at Charged Up Noah O. YouTube /ChargedUpBNT or just Noah-O, but ChargedUpBNT.com.
And before we close out too, y'all can look into this camera and just do a shout out to the Richmond team.
Shout out Richmond team for rocking with Richmond Brave, man. Salute.
Richmond Brave 2 out now. Shout out to Richmond team.
Go get that.
Big Noah-O. Peace.